welcome back to Young Thought.
So guys, I was editing our video with our interview that we did. So then I realized
We
did
forgot
not
the intro.
have an intro video. So that's what we're doing right now. So the person we interviewed was
Mr. Johan Ishak.
okay. So he is currently the managing director of Awesome TV. And then he was the CEO of Media Prima, and he has worked with My Creative Ventures before.
But in his spare time, he also does write books and play guitar for hobbies. So yeah, we'll link a couple of his links down below so you guys can check him out.
So also guys, just another announcement to make. As you guys know, we all have started school.
Yay! To all of you who didn't do the homework, yay!
So we'll be definitely trying our best to post as often as we did before. To be completely honest, wasn't that often to begin with, but we have a few interesting guests lined up, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So right now, before we even start this video, make sure you just click that subscribe button.
Like this video.
Even before we do anything.
Even,
but then,
no, just
yeah,
like it.
Yeah.
So let's get into the video.
Hi, Encik Johan. How are you today?
Good.
Okay, so we are really excited to do this interview.
Yeah.
But before we start, we have our first game, which is First Thoughts. So, like we explained earlier, a word, and then you just say the first thought that comes in your mind. All right. So, the first question, Awesome TV.
Sorry? Oh, that's a question. Again, start again.
Yeah. Awesome TV.
Kick TV3's ass.
Wow. Okay. CEO.
CEO, people skill.
Okay. Pandemic.
Pandemic, destroying the economy.
Wow. Books.
Books, Jeffrey Archer.
First thought comes to your mind is Jeffrey Archer.
Yeah.
Office.
Office, gig economy.
Okay. Malaysia.
Malaysia, multicultural.
Time.
Time will tell.
Okay. Abstract.
Abstract, modernist expressionism.
Wow. Okay, so that was the first thought game. I really loved your first answer. Really hit home. Yeah.
That's the objective.
Yeah. Okay. So that's just like an icebreaker. Now moving on, we have the interview questions. So,
Okay.
just a few questions that we really want to know. So first question is, what is one quality you think every aspiring CEO should have?
Right. Think outside the box. You cannot be myopic and cannot use the same formula over and over again. The things are moving very fast, very dynamic. So you got to look forward and change. Change is the only constant.
Next question. What has been the biggest challenge you've had to overcome?
The biggest challenge is actually managing people. I spoke about CEO having the qualities of dynamism, right? You got to change, you got to be agile, but if the people under you cannot do that, it's quite tough, So I find it that institutions that has been around for so many years, they have got the tendencies of not being able to change. The bigger the company or the organization is, the harder the chance for them to change. So I think that's the biggest challenge is to get people to embrace change.
So, how do you overcome that challenge? Because it's very difficult to just say like, okay, you gotta change, and then like it's very difficult for them to just immediately
Yeah.
change. So, how do you overcome that challenge?
I suppose you need to get you need to penetrate through the psychological shield in people's head. You know,
Mhm.
um, they need to, before they can embrace any proposal to change, they need to understand, right? Why? And that's not enough. They need to understand and they need to embrace it. No, that's like the second bit is tougher, but often emotions come into play. The acceptance of those facts may not be smooth enough. So to get them to embrace, it's really a long play because you need to, Melayu cakap kena pujuk lah. So you need to over and over again get them into the spirit of change.
You had to manage like a lot of TV channels like TV 8, TV 3, a lot of channels. So have you ever had an issue with time management? How do you manage your time properly?
Um, when you reach to this level, it's not about 9 to 6 or 9 to 5 anymore. It's 24 hours clock ticking.
Wow.
Yeah. So the brain you will use your brain even at night. You're thinking about how to strategize, thinking about how to do your next move. It's like playing chess. So I've got a few hobbies which I think helps to maintain my sanity.
Wow.
So yeah, so at night, until 9 o'clock, shower, dinner, and then all the way until midnight, either I will write. I've written 5 books, actually 6 books. So
Wow.
one has been published. Yeah. So actually no, two has been, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So,
6 books. Yeah,
so
Wow.
even
two have
in
been
like all these
published.
kind of hectic days, you still
Hectic.
have time to write
Yeah.
books. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, but it's gradually bits and pieces. Like for example, one book will probably take 2-3 years to finish, right? So I've
Oh,
been
right.
Mm.
before that, right? But concurrently, 2-3 books all at one go. 2 books have been published. One is a Malay novel called Makhluk. It's in MPH, the fictional. The other one is factual. It's called Fueling the Creative Malaysia, about my ideas in terms of how to restructure the Malaysian creative industry when I was the CEO of my creative ventures. That has been published. So those are 2 books published. The third book about how to turn around a TV business, that one I cannot publish yet, even though it's completed, because it contains a lot of confidential information, which I think I have to wait until few more years until the information becomes stale, then only I can publish. The other 3 books will be published this year. It's a compilation of short stories and poems that I've written since 1998. 3 books, two
Wow.
Malay, two,
1998.
yeah,
That's a
2
long
Malay and 1
time.
English. Yeah. So either writing or I would pick up my guitar and jam.
Guitar.
Guitar, yeah, jam and sing,
Wow.
and on my YouTube, Johan Ishak YouTube. So I can't sing that well, but I can play guitar. Uh,
Wow. So like write a book and then you can play guitar and then
and
working.
the third one is if let's say the next day I don't have to wake up early, maybe a Friday or Saturday or whatever, right? So I'll go
Mhm.
to my painting studio and I'll do paintings. So since 2012,
Oh,
I've done more than 200 paintings and did some art shows in NSTP gallery called Galleria. And if I really have no mood sometimes hobbies also you need the mood, right? So if I
yeah.
got no
Yeah.
mood to do all of that, then the usual Netflix.
That's
The
like,
usual.
Yeah.
When you said to maintain your sanity, that really got me like, what? Like, how? It must be so stressful to maintain your sanity.
maintain.
It is actually. Oh, maybe that is a good point. You raised it quite timely in our discussion today, because being a CEO, you must be emotionally stable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for example, tough decisions. Way back in 2019, basically, I mentioned to you that Media Prima TV had 1,000 staff, right?
Mm.
Yep.
So I had to restructure, and 300 people would lose their jobs. Okay, retrench.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is a different stress, the difference. I mean, people who lost their jobs or about to lose their job has got a different stress. People who make decision to retrench people got
Differences.
different,
In some ways, it's more stress
different.
because you know they're gonna lose their job, and like you know you're the cause of that.
Exactly. So for example, I've got like 1,000 people waiting for me to give my town hall speech every quarter. Not everywhere, in Sripentas, in Shah Alam, in wherever, the engineers in the transmission centers and all that. So they've got a TV live telecast of me briefing them about what's going to happen. So it's tough, for them. They see me coming out talking, really with confidence and really, like a heartless CEO. But not many know that before I could go in front of the camera, I had to our GM of HR had to calm me down in the room because it's quite emotional.
Yeah.
So until I'm composed, I said, okay, all right, I'm ready. Then I go. So not many people know that.
So that's another quality CEOs should have: emotional stability.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, emotional stability, emotional. I don't know. You can okay, fine, use that then. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Moving on to our next question. What are the pros and cons of being a CEO?
I think we've
I think
heard
we already
quite
know the
some
cons.
cons.
Yeah, the
We've heard
cons,
quite some cons.
but the pros.
The pros and cons.
Mhm.
The cons first, right?
Mhm.
Um, throughout my life, whatever jobs that I have done, it's always about learning from others,
Mhm.
right? And then even until the end of your career, it should always be about that, learning from others, right? But the cons is if you suddenly come to a situation where you cannot learn anymore from anybody around you, but people expecting to learn from you, then it becomes tough. So, oh my God, now I have
Mm.
so that is
Oh,
the you
how
understand what I
how
mean?
the
So
tables have turned.
yeah, I tell them, learn from me. I sometimes I feel that I am not good enough to teach people, but you have to teach because you realize that, oh shit, the gap is there. You need to balance it. That's first cause. Cause number two is limelight. Unnecessary attack from public, from netizens, when you stand in front of the camera, when you go for interviews in MHI, Selamat Pagi Malaysia, when you make quotations but the reporters misquote you and you get attacked, right? All that is the cons lah. I mean, for example, I wrote an article about how piracy can destroy the creative industry, put it on my Facebook, and I got attacked. About 1,500 people calling me all sorts of things, CEO bangang, CEO bodoh, kedekutnya CEO,
Wow.
all that. So imagine 1,000. I'm not a celebrity. Celebrity mungkin dia dah biasa lah kan. But so it's like, so it's quite difficult to get to handle 1,500 over criticisms on Facebook, right? Another call about CEO is it's not a permanent job, yeah. You screw up, you're out, right? It's contract. It's not that you can, stay until you're old. Is you screw up
Forever.
3 years, you don't perform, you're out. So many people do not want to go into top positions where it's contract based. They like to remain in permanent. That's why some people don't want to get promoted because the next level up is not permanent, but it's a contract based.
Like you don't want to go up because now it's permanent, but if you go up, it's not that permanent. So is that like a wise decision?
It depends. Many people are stuck with home loan, car loan, and whatever commitment in life. So if they just suddenly lose their job, it's difficult. But if you have let's say your wife has got a stable job and they said, let me take the risk, maybe that's something, Okay, then we talk about the pros. Yeah, being a
Pros.
CEO, of course, you get better salary. Definitely.
Yay!
That's
There's
all
some,
you can get.
of course, you get better salary, and then you do not have to force yourself to be technical expert in any particular areas too deep. You just need to have the understanding on the surface to be able for you to make decisions. It sounds negative, but actually is for me is a pros, because I'm the type who does not like to procrastinate. I like to make decisions fast, and get things moving. So when you are a CEO, you do not have to wait for certain authorities before you make decision. So you will take that responsibility and make the decision, and then whatever happens, you face it, whether it's negative or positive consequence. So the pros of being CEO is you've got that veto power where I will decide everybody into the line and follow through and follow my lead. With or without your approval, this is my decision, you follow my lead. But I will give chance for them to give me facts, give me their opinions, then I'll make the
Feedback.
judgment. So you have to remember, this sometimes if you want to form a conclusion or form an opinion about others, always remember this particular concept called tingkap Jauhari. Have you heard of that?
Tingkap Jauhari.
Tingkap Jauhari. So this
Nope.
tingkap got 4 quadrants. You campat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The first one is there are things that you know and I know. Second quadrant, there are things that you know, I don't know. Then the third one, there are things that I know, but you don't know. And the last one is both of us don't know. You look at that, and you look at the situation, and then you think about, okay, maybe there are certain things that my boss knows that I don't know, right? And I have to do the same. Maybe there are certain things that I don't know. I need to get information from my staff to know before I make decision. So that concept is very much it's pragmatism, basically, in terms of making the right decision for the company, but not necessarily it maximizes other people's expectations. So the mantra is basically maximization is not the way forward. Optimization is the way forward.
Now you're like the MD of Awesome TV, right? So
Yeah.
where do you see Awesome TV in 5 years? Because now you're an infant, as he said. So in 5 years, a bit more mature.
Awesome TV is going to be the #1 station in the country. That's my target. Right?
That confidence.
But fighting with the #1 now, it's a challenge. The #1 station is TV3. That has been around for 37 years, and Awesome TV only 8 months. What will happen in the meantime is that we will probably reach a point of duopoly of 2 most popular stations. You know how you've got Coca-Cola versus Pepsi,
Yes.
Levi's versus Lee, BMW versus Mercedes, Dunhill versus Marlboro, that kind of relationship, right? So I suspect that we will push hard, but it's very difficult to topple TV3 in that ranking in the near future. But I hope to reach a duopoly position. It's okay to be Pepsi and let Coca-Cola lead. But 5 years, I must figure out how to kick TV3's ass.
Like you said earlier, one of your hobbies when you have no mood is watching Netflix, right? So
Right.
Netflix, you can like pick movies at any time, any movie that's in Netflix you can pick and you can just play it. So TV stations, they have like, a timeline where at this time there's this movie, this time there's this movie. So in the future, do you think it will still be relevant to watch TV when there is Netflix?
The former method is always perceived to be old for old people, and the latter is for the youngsters, right? Because of the behavior, the viewership behavior. Now, what I had done, or actually me and my team lah, not just me alone, it's just collectively everybody put effort. Not Awesome TV is recent, but previously for the past 3 to 6 years in Media Prima, we have studied this relationship, okay, and it appears that that observation, that perception may be untrue to a certain extent, right? So what has happened is that we tested a few dramas, to name a few, Pujaan Hati Kanda, Noor Season 2, Lieutenant Zana, and a few others, other dramas on TV3, right? So we look at the viewership habit now. We have on TV and we have on OTT, over the top. Over the top is streaming lah, right? Back then, TV3 uses their own OTT called tonton.com.my. For the youngsters, they will binge watch episode 1 to about episode 6. And then they will be on par with the latest episode that will come out on TV. Around about episode 7, you will see the graph changes, because you will see that the viewership on TV suddenly increases, because for the first 6 episodes, maybe it takes a while for people to start talking, viraling, certain funny stuff, certain scenes in the movie, in the drama series. Then once they have catch up watching until the latest episode that will come out soon, then they will sit on the sofa with their sister, with their mom, nenek, and sebagainya, in front of TV and watch same time. So what has happened is that the old habits, the traditional habits of, there are two habits where family come together every day. Number 1 is to sit down on the same table and have dinner. Number 2 is to sit down and watch the program together after the father has watched the news, right?
Wow.
So that
traditional.
I think a few people's lives,
yeah, for you traditional. For me, that's how I grew up. Now I'm not sure about dinner and all that, but in terms of watching TV together, that habit has come back. Okay, so the graph shows, from the digital viewership and then the normal TV viewership, it goes up. Okay, so that means that the perception, it has been proven wrong, because the peculiar behavior for Malaysians has become that way. To just say that watch TV better, or to just say that watching digital is better as far as the consumer behavior is concerned, it's wrong. You must put it together and synergize the two.
what are you most like? What has Awesome TV already achieved? What are you proud of Awesome TV now?
So first of all, are you proud of Awesome TV now?
Hey, of course I am.
Are you proud?
Oh yeah.
Of course I am.
The name itself, you don't have to think about the positivity. The name itself is already awesome.
Yeah.
The color of the logo is purple and yellowish orangey, right? So yellow orangey is basically playful, and purple is sexy.
Ooh.
To embrace the new era, especially the COVID era, because we launched during COVID, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because COVID is
A
when
bunch of people launch a startup TV station during COVID. Are you crazy or what, Johan? But why I'm proud is because we managed to embrace gig economy, right? Yeah. So, like the other TV stations, it's like a painting where you want to figure out, how do I change this painting? The painting is ready. Whereas Awesome TV is a blank canvas, blank white canvas. You can paint whatever you want, right? So Awesome TV, very lean. We don't have a single cameraman on our payroll. Everything is based on freelance, but you have to plan it properly over a year or so. We don't own a studio, but we enter into arrangement to rent various studios, but dedicated for us to do work, right? And we don't intend to hire journalists under our payroll, but we are now curating outsourcing news gathering with various parties before we can do news on our station. So it's very, very gig economy, That's why instead of having 1,000 people managing 4 stations in Media Prima TV, now I'm having 70 people only managing 1 TV station, right? So that's why I'm proud. That's number 1. Number 2 is I'm proud with the content and programming team, because they have studied the market and they have made decisions based on what works best economically. So business-wise, you need to look at the demand. So even though the content is not appealing to people who are in the city, doesn't matter. My model is that, you know, my model is going for the mass Malay market.
Yeah, that is actually all the questions we have for you today.
But before
Oh,
you
wait,
go, we have one more
Sorry?
game for you. It's like kind of
Okay. Okay,
the
one more
would
game.
you rather
One more game.
category, right?
Sorry, what's the game again?
It's called Fast
No,
Fire.
no.
So you just have to answer as quickly as you can.
As quickly, yeah?
Alright. So it's called Fast Fire, okay? So the first thing, would you rather have a terrible boss but a great job, like your dream job, or a great boss but a terrible job?
I would like to have a good job. I don't mind a terrible boss because I will have to learn the skill of working together with a terrible boss to make things work.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or the ability to speak?
I would probably want to keep speak.
So you wouldn't
So
read.
lose the ability to write and read.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you see, you can influence people better by speaking rather than reading.
Yeah, definitely. Like reading, you can't influence people, but yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Right. Would you rather
What
always
else?
be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
I'd rather be early.
Really? Also, you're
So
like a early
10 minutes late or 20 minutes early. So 20 minutes early all the time.
I'd rather be, but in life, I can't get that. So
So do you prefer your family or friends?
I prefer my family.
Okay, luckily.
Alright. So
My
that's
family
all
right now
the-
is just like, okay.
Wait. One more thing. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. Alright.
Pain.
Right, that's all the questions I have for you today.
Definitely, I like to definitely be able to speak to you again and learn more into the inside, because even with this like 1 hour interview, definitely learned a lot more than what we did know. So yeah, definitely looking forward. Thank you so much for your
coming to
time.
the interview today.
Oh,
Such
please,
an honor.
thanks. All the best.
So guys,
Thank you so much for watching our videos.
if you like that video, make sure you click the
Smash the
like button.
like button again and again and again to inform us how much you love us.
Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done it already.
Like a lot of you haven't done it, so
Just click that one button.
yeah, that one button. Yeah.
So also guys, comment down below which part was your favorite. What would have been some of your answers to some of the questions, and give us some suggestions on who you would like us to interview next.
Or you guys could DM us in our Instagrams, link down below.
Instagram, Facebook,
Whatever.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. We love you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.